What is going on, everybody? It's me, that one here, and I know my mic might sound a little different. I'm actually using my old Blue Yeti microphone since I'm on the road right now, but I still gotta make these videos for you guys so you guys aren't left behind and wondering if I disappeared again or something. So, we'll be continuing What If Naruto Had Devil Fruits all the way into part 6. So, if you guys are new to this and don't know who I am or what I'm talking about, sorry for one thing. Second, my audio usually sounds better than this. And third, go up to the top upper right hand corner where you will find the playlist with all the prior parts so you can catch up with the rest of everyone else here and get on with the story. But regardless, let's continue off where we left last time, which was with Naruto's defeat to Tsunade, with him not even being able to touch the wielder of the Phoenix fruit. Her blue flames being able to capture everything. Capture everything that Naruto could throw at her. This meant that she was basically the same type of Devil Fruit user as a Logia, which frustrates Naruto to no end, meaning that even if he can't hit someone like her, this makes him weak against all people like Sasuke or anyone who wields the power of the Logia Devil Fruits. Naruto would beg Jiraiya to teach him about this armament Haki stuff, with Naruto wanting to know how to hit these people desperately. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Anyway, Jiraiya would have shown him the very beginnings of armament Haki, and the next 2 weeks would go by with Naruto training with Jiraiya, trying to learn how to wield the power of armament Haki. Jiraiya would be explaining the principles of Haki to Naruto, showing him and fighting him in combat, as Naruto would be using everything in his arsenal trying to overpower Jiraiya, just to no end. Jiraiya would be forcing him to learn the armament Haki by making him fight against both himself and his strong jutsu. Through this would also be the point where Jiraiya would explain to his student that even the 4th Hokage, who had a difficult time learning Haki himself, would have learned Haki under Jiraiya, and it took him about 2 to 3 years to even master that technique. With, of course, him referencing, in his mind, an advanced use of armament and conqueror's Haki. That being real, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Instead, Naruto would just be working on trying to master basic armament Haki, which since he was able to master learning the Rasengan in under 2 weeks in the real timeline canon, and it's supposed to take someone like 3 years to learn it, which it took Minato 3 years to create it from scratch. I'm gonna say that it's possible for our Naruto, who is super talented, to be able to learn just the basic form of armament Haki. No observation, no understanding of conquerors, just the most basic of armament Haki. Inevitably, the 2 weeks would come and the showdown between Tsunade and Naruto would happen. Naruto would smirk more confidently, but alas, before their mock fight can even begin, Orochimaru would appear, the 3rd of the Sannin. This is where we're going to get an intense fight like the original series, with Kabuto and Orochimaru coming to take Tsunade or kill her to attain her Devil Fruit, thinking that this Devil Fruit would be the perfect addition to Karin, the recently new unit they've gathered into his forces, who has the very powerful Genkai of the Uzumaki clan, that being when people bites on her that they heal. But regardless, as you can see, Orochimaru is collecting Devil Fruits, already having gathered her Ruzens, and is now going after Tsunade's healing Devil Fruit, the Phoenix Omi. Anyway, this is when the intense fight breaks out. This time there is no summoning jutsu, it is just a big battle between 3 monsters. Tsunade would transform into her full bird form, transforming into the big phoenix, having a little mark in the middle of her forehead, like that being her Byakugo seal from the original timeline, just to distinct her from a regular bird with the flames and everything. Jiraiya would show off his rubber abilities as he wraps it around one of Orochimaru's snake heads, who is transforming into the full 7-headed Orochi. And this is when Jiraiya would do his best, even blowing into his fist, creating a huge, ginormous, giant fist, and punching Orochimaru, blasting him across the field, akin to something like what Gear 3rd would be from Luffy.
Okay, sorry for the audio change. I was at a hotel that time, but now we're back, and back on a more suitable system, so I'm not just holding my microphone. Oh my god, it's so unprofessional. This is so not like me. I'm sorry, guys. I tried pre-recording this stuff beforehand, but please forgive me. Anyway, let's continue from where I left off a few days ago when I was recording this, with Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru's fight. Jiraiya would have just used a Gear 3rd-like attack on Orochimaru, which would have completely pummeled 2 of his heads with Jiraiya's ginormous fist. Naruto would be amazed watching as he's protecting Tsunade from Kabuto. Tsunade still has her fear of blood after Dan and her younger brother's death during the prior Shinobi Wars. However, Now, instead of just sitting there and taking it, she is trying to avoid it since she has the ability to phase through things and not see blood. That is until Kabuto cuts his own hand and shows blood to her, giving her that PTSD trauma, and Naruto steps in. Naruto would then use his Shoken arts, throwing a punch at Kabuto, who could easily block the attack before throwing a kick at Naruto, sprawling him across the dirt. You think because you learned a few tricks you're stronger now? How naive. Kabuto would be mocking Naruto and Tsunade. Is this really all a legendary sannin can do? You're not even worthy of being in the same totem as Lord Orochimaru. Damn it. Naruto would then throw a punch again, this time grabbing the kunai as he's about to cut Tsunade. Kabuto would grin, watching Naruto suffering trying to attack him and protect Tsunade, as Naruto grabs his kunai, blood spilling everywhere, as he then says that his nindo is to never give up. At this point, he creates another Shoken fist, the ball of orb of vibration covering it, as he looks up to Kabuto as a sound could be heard. Yes, Naruto would make a basic armament Haki covering his fist, punching him in the gut and sending Kabuto sprawling unconscious as he gets flung across the battlefield. Being hit by a vibrating shield of armor, he would have taken a huge amount of damage. What the hell was that? Tsunade would be emboldened seeing the young Naruto having actually followed through on his word and accessed basic armament Haki in 2 weeks. That is insane. It took even Luffy from the original One Piece to learn all 3 types of Haki in about 6 months. So let's be generous and say that it took about 1 to 2 months for him to learn one of the types. That means that it took Naruto a week or 2 less than Luffy to learn armament Haki, which is impressive, and it's clear that he has a talent for it. As I was saying though, Tsunade was emboldened by Naruto's courage as she then turns into blue flames, transforming into a giant phoenix, now finally stealing her resolve and joining the fight against Orochimaru. This is when things get tough because Tsunade has some of the strongest armament Haki of all of the sannin, including Hiruzen, with her being the only one of the 3 to be called a master of the color of armament. So she knows her stuff. Anyway, Tsunade would help Jiraiya as she uses blue flames covering his fist and healing it from when he had attacked the snakes, having several bites on him, as she would heal Jiraiya while simultaneously attacking Orochimaru, throwing balls of flames and using a claw talon, grabbing one of the snake heads, and using advanced armament Haki, she would rip through it, completely destroying the head and damaging Orochimaru. Orochimaru would retreat, having one of his several heads injured, realizing that he still hasn't fully recovered from his fight with Hiruzen, as he would flee, grabbing Kabuto in one of his mouths and slithering away from the battlefield. Jiraiya would tell Tsunade to come back, who is starting to fly after him, saying that they've already achieved their objective and not letting either of them be killed. We still get that iconic kiss on the forehead scene with Tsunade kissing Naruto, reminding her of Dan and her younger brother, and also handing him the first Hokage's necklace. The necklace that we now know has the capability of sealing the Nine Tails, as well as the necklace that Naruto would win for having won the bet of not being able to learn armament Haki, which he has just proven is possible. He would not have to hit Tsunade because she just witnessed it with her own eyes. Naruto would cheer with him laughing and Tsunade thinking this kid might actually be the Hokage one day. Per some convincing via Jiraiya and Naruto, Tsunade and Chizune would decide to come back to the Leaf, if not to be the Hokage, at least to heal Kakashi and Sasuke, who had been damaged in the fight with Itachi and the Akatsuki. And so, begrudgingly, they would all head back, even with Tsunade swearing that she was going to win the gamble this time. As such, everyone comes home. Sasuke and Kakashi and the rest of the Jonin are healed after their squabble with Itachi. It's after this that Naruto retells the story of how Jiraiya and Tsunade were fighting off Orochimaru, saying how awesome seeing the two of them fight was. It was like a battle between monsters. Because there are no curse marks in this universe, because there are no jutsu, Sasuke is not slowly turning evil because of the curse mark. Instead, after hearing this, he'd be curious, asking how it was possible that Naruto was able to take down Kabuto, the guy that their master Kakashi was unable to capture right at the end of the Chunin exams. It's at this point that Naruto would grin, saying, "Well, if you're so curious, how about I fight you and show you?" with Naruto egging Sasuke on. Sasuke would laugh, saying, "You can't even touch me," having always been the top dog in the Genin of the Leaf, especially with his power of the Meru no Mi. It took Sasuke the entire month to gain observation Haki, So he would have no reason to believe that just in the last 2 weeks that Naruto could have done any training, much less learned how to actually use armament Haki at will. And so the battle on the rooftop of the hospital would begin, with Naruto and Sasuke immediately running towards each other, Sasuke transforming into flames and turning his fists into fire, saying it's over. Sasuke would be confident and cocky, not even using his Sharingan or observation Haki, letting his guard down as Naruto throws a Hoshoken-style punch. Sasuke would grin, saying, "It's cool, but it's not going to be able to work on me." That is until the last second when Sasuke notices, as he senses that there's something weird about this punch. Sasuke, though, it would be too late for you, because as he collides with Naruto, Naruto's vibrating Haki-enhanced fist would pound into Sasuke's body, right into his chest. Sasuke would cough up spit, one of his teeth getting knocked out as he goes flying into one of the watering tanks. The tank crunching, leaving an imprint of Sasuke's body on the water tank. Hinata would scream out for Naruto not to do it, saying that it's too far, with her begging Naruto and Sasuke to stop. This time Hinata would even say that she'll have to fight both of them if they refuse to keep going like this. After that attack, with Naruto having actually hit Sasuke, Sasuke would be coughing up blood, not having felt such a strong attack in so long. Damn it. How did he? Sasuke would pull himself up hobbling as he once again tries to create a fire bullet with his finger, shooting it at Naruto. Naruto would dodge out of the way of the flame bullet as it's almost about to hit Hinata. Both Sasuke and Naruto would think, crap, as Hinata would be completely unprepared for the strike. This is when Kakashi appears, slapping the flames away, since Kakashi is also capable of using armament Haki, blocking the flame with ease. Kakashi would watch as Sasuke storms off, turning to flames and jumping over the pillar, turning around once just to say sorry to Hinata as shadows fall over his face. Sasuke would feel terrible. First, he completely failed against Itachi, learning that that guy has the same power as the Fourth, one of the most overpowered abilities that the entire Leaf Village has ever had its hands on, and it's in that guy's hands. This would piss Sasuke off even more, knowing that Itachi has a good counter for his Delphoid ability. Being able to transform everything in that space, he'd be able to completely disable any of Sasuke's attacks. Sasuke would pound his fist into a building, not transforming as he feels blood coming from his hand. Looking down, he'd look as blood had come from his lips falling into his fist, realizing looking up at the water tower that was leaking, that Naruto had surpassed him. Sasuke would sit in a tree, completely just sitting with himself being edgy, when Kakashi shows up and he threatens to kill everyone he ever loved, before Kakashi then says that all those people are already dead. Same comment, same edge, both of them being the little emo boys they are. Sasuke would still be sulking later into the night when the Sound Four would arrive. 4 shinobi from the Sound Village, Orochimaru's village, who have come to invite Sasuke to train under Orochimaru. No body swap or anything because Orochimaru doesn't have that ability in this version of things, but instead just a fascination with Sasuke's Sharingan, wanting to understand more about Kikki-Genkai and how they interact with chakra and devil fruits. Sasuke had a flashback of Naruto hitting him as he grits his teeth saying he'll do it. The four smiling as they bring Sasuke saying let's go. Sasuke would turn into flames, carrying the Sound Four with him as they hop over the Leaf Village wall, now transforming back to normal. The four and Sasuke would start running off through the woods towards Orochimaru's hideout, past the final valley. We do not get a Sakura scene. Instead, however, we see Hinata watching from the shadows with her Byakugan, running off to go and tell Naruto what's happening. Hinata would tell Naruto that Sasuke just left the village with these 4 shady guys with the Sound Ninja headband on, which would alert Naruto that Sasuke must be leaving the village. It's at this point that Naruto would pull himself up, running out the door with Hinata saying they need to get going immediately. Hinata would shake her head saying that just the 2 of them shouldn't be enough, as they run towards the Hokage's office trying to see if any capable shinobi would be willing to go in their place or go with them. It's at this point that we learn that most of the higher ranked Chunin and Jonin are out of the village. However, something like I mentioned a few parts ago is that Naruto is actually a Chunin in this timeline because of the way he fought against Neji using his brains and his Shoken art style had proven that he wasn't just some knucklehead, having actually used some serious thought to counter Neji. Which means Naruto as a Chunin is able to go out of the village on his own missions, with him taking Hinata and saying they need at least 1 or 2 more team members. This time, Rock Lee would offer to go with Naruto now having another Haki user with him, as well as 2 others, Shino and Shikamaru. Shikamaru would say it'd simply be a good way to get some extra shadows and prove to his dad and mom that he's not a slacker. sighing as he says what a drag, saying that he'll come with and help save Sasuke though. Shino would nod, saying he'll come with, if not for Naruto, for Sasuke's sake. With all now the team being collected, we have Naruto, Hinata, Rock Lee, Shino, and alongside that Shikamaru. Choji would have been left behind, eating some delicious steak, and not almost dying or getting any cool moments in Naruto. Rest in peace, my boy. Anyway, we have a 5v5 with 5 of the Shinobi, Naruto, and Shikamaru being Chunin versus the Sound 4 plus Sasuke. They would head out, with Shikamaru using his shadows as he then tries to find a way to see where they went. Tracking them, Hinata would use her Byakugan, saying that there's disturbance in the forest this way, with Shikamaru and Hinata taking the lead, Naruto taking the very back as the vanguard, and Shino alongside Rock Lee being in the middle. This is when Jirobo would be the first to show up, revealing himself to be a swamp man, having ate the swamp Logia type devil fruit. Lee would say he's got this using armament Haki, as Jirobo would try to create mud and sculptures and things using his swamp and try and absorb them, but it would be too late as Lee's just way too fast, throwing a Haki infused punch and knocking out Jirobo. The rest of the group continuing on as they eventually run into the twins, which would be up to Shino to fight. Shino would say he'll handle this easily and catch up with the rest, leaving Hinata and everyone else to continue forward. Tatsuya would be the next to show up, who Shikamaru would take. Then we get the guy who used to be Neji's opponent, who Hinata would say she'll take on, leaving Naruto to continue onward, eventually running into Kimimaru. Shino would actually be the first to defeat his adversary, having eaten the castle fruit. Now you guys might be wondering, T1 Dubs, why would you give Shino that fruit? That doesn't even sound like him. What's the deal? But it is. Because you guys know that the castle fruit allows you to have a fortress inside your body to host as like thousands of soldiers and cannons and things. Well, remember that in the original timeline, Shino actually had holes in his body which kept insects inside of it, like chakra eating insects and all these terrifying poisonous insects and things, because the Aburame clan are still masters of insect taming. Now with the castle fruit, Shino can have hundreds of thousands of bugs inside that get shrinked into the castle inside his body, and he can release them at will? So this man would just release a storm of chakra-eating insects, gnawing through the twins, which Kiba would have originally had trouble with in the original, and moving onward, catching up with Shikamaru, who is still using his shadow power to fight Tatsuya. Oh, and by the way, the twins, instead of them having like the merging powers or anything, one of them would have eaten the jacket fruit. Anyway, while everyone else is fighting their own opponents, Kimimaru would arrive, with Rock Lee and Naruto being the last there. Rock Lee and Naruto would take on Kimimaru together, Lee and Naruto's Haki not even being enough, wondering what the hell this guy's power is. Well, Kimimaru does have a Kekkei, that being the weird bone Kekkei that he possessed in the original, he still has. So instead of having a devil fruit or Haki or anything, Kimimaru simply has his overpowered Kekkei, which is still so strong that's pushing Lee and Naruto back. Even using Hashoken, he can barely break through the bones with their density, and him using his bone sword to be fending off Lee, even with his speed. Both Lee and Naruto have a few holes in them before Naruto awakens into the first stage of the Nine Tails, just opening his eyes as they turn red, using and accessing the power of the Gura-Gura no Mi. Naruto would grab a kunai covering with Quake as he throws it at the bone forest that Kimimaru had created, shattering several of the bone trees into bits and hitting Kimimaru's right arm, which would cause it to bend and break the bones inside of his body. Kimimaru would quickly fix his arm, cracking it into pieces. He regrows the bones as he wipes blood away from his mouth, realizing that his medicine is starting to wear off. With this chance, Rock Lee would have taken off his weights, telling Naruto to go. Naruto would nod as he runs off in the direction of Sasuke, still in the power of the Nine Tails. That's when he would see him. Sasuke would just be about to transform into flames as he's about to fly over to the other side of the Valley of the End. Sasuke would turn around, his Sharingan activated as he then hears his voice. Sasuke! Sasuke would turn, landing onto the water below as he'd look up, seeing Naruto, his eyes a crimson red. both of their eyes meeting each other, as Naruto would jump off the cliff, throwing his fist down as he catches the air like he did in the valley when Dry had thrown him into it, squeezing as it quakes and releasing it, the air shattering and making a resounding sound quake, as Naruto lands completely unharmed at his feet. The two staring each other down, Sasuke would turn, gritting his teeth, seeing how deep the riverbed is, realizing that if he tries and flies over it, he might fall into it and drown, and there's no one who can save him. He has to defeat Naruto and then cross through the top by the stone heads. It's the only way. The two's fight would start as Naruto would run towards Sasuke, asking why he's running away, huh? Is he a coward or something? Sasuke would grit his teeth, activating his third Tomoe of the Sharingan, using his full power of observation Haki as he easily dodges all of Naruto's blows. Even using his kicks and fists, Sasuke would be untouchable, not even having to transform into flames. He quickly turned his hands into fire, slashing at Naruto with a claw of flame that would cut Naruto's arms. As a searing pain would cover him, Naruto would scream out as he throws a punch cover of Gura-Gura power. This hitting into Sasuke, even without armament Haki, and bending him in his flames, crushing him into the ground as Sasuke would transform into flames, avoiding most of the damage. Naruto would be seriously pissed off now, as the wound on his arm would begin to heal, turning back as the cells begin to fix themselves with an orange cloak of chakra beginning to cover him. No, it's turning deeper. Red. Naruto would look up as an entire fox cloak would cover him. Sasuke's eyes would widen as he sees the power of the Nine Tails enveloping Naruto and the one-tailed cloak, as their final fight is about to begin. If you guys want to see the next part for What If Naruto had Devil Fruits, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this from me. And I'll be hitting you guys with another part soon. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Done.